ads and Patreon supporting my work in this channel, my partner. Thank you, Rosa. And Independent Left News. Definitely check out Independent Left News. They're a great resource. So this is, file this under the not surprised, but still really completely just disgusting, but again, not expected behavior from the U.S. empire, the U.S. government during the Korean War. I'll move my little picture here so you can see the title for yourselves. Report: U.S. dropped plague-infected fleas on North Korea in March 1952. And again, since the, revolution in Korea, the United States has been trying to overthrow the socialist, Democratic People's Republic of Korea since the revolution, frankly. And one of the things they did during the Korean War was drop fucking fleas that they infected with the plague. I mean, just the level of just depravity and complete and utter disregard for the well-being of humans in other countries is just mind-blowing, right? Just so fucking disgusting. So there's one of the fleas there that was dropped by one of these planes. And then again, this is just the tip of the iceberg of all the fucked up shit they did to the people of Korea during this war. Again, just for literally no other reason that they didn't like who was coming into power there, because they were socialist, and they, socialists look after the well-being of the people, less likely to, be beholden to these multinational corporations, to the U.S. empire, etc. The Korean War is known as the Forgotten War for a reason. It's not really talked about the level of destruction that the United States levied against that country. This alludes to carpet bombing irrigation dams, threatened nuclear attack. But again, the most controversial aspect of that was this, little biological warfare, dropping these fleas that had been infected, obviously on purpose, with the plague, and then dropping those on people in Korea. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Of course, the U.S. was denying it, but then we have this, evidence that came out that nope, these fleas that had been infected with the plague were in fact being dropped by these U.S. fucking warplanes during the Korean War. Jesus Christ. Is much larger, includes U.S. cover-up about Japan's use of biological weapons in World War II, and testimony from Marine Corps colonel about the U.S., how the U.S. conceptualized its germ warfare campaign. 1952. So this plane was circling over the small village, moonless night, spring 52. This villager, Song Chang-won, neighbor's house, asking for farm-related question. And then, it seems like the people there knew what was going on, that this biological warfare. Look at this. Sent a telegram to the United Nations detailing claims of 448 germ warfare sorties by the U.S. Air Force. Enemy plane flew away after circling several times without strafing or bombing. I couldn't sleep after this, Pak told local investigators. Then he went to the well to wash his face. 6 a.m. and light was just gathering for the day. Find dozens of fleas floating on the surface of water in a water jar. Pak had filled the jar with fresh water only the night before. He was surprised by the sight of the fleas. He had heard about the claims of U.S. germ warfare in the country. He ran, took some of the jars. Yeah, then they informed the chairman, kind of ran it up the flagpole type of thing. And they found other fleas. Remaining fleas were burned and buried. Area of the well was disinfected. Yeah, North Korea had not had any history of bubonic plague for 500 years prior to 1952, but just I'm sure it was just a coincidence that these American planes were flying over. They kept circling, and then the people in this village or villages found these fleas that in fact had